we believe for a long time that this gift discovery process should be in conversation with another person.
Hmm.
Because at that moment where I say, I believe this is my gift, and you do anything to acknowledge you've heard that, you've been a witness. And I believe that witnessing is essential. Just
Oh,
essential for me, both to believe I exist in this way, and also going back to, you know, one of the most famous gift quotes: a gift is not a gift until it's given. And the very first step in giving is having somebody witness you say, this is who I am.
I think that, you know, of the gift interviews that I've given over time, some better than others, you know, but the ones that were most meaningful for me as the interviewer, right, were the ones where I felt totally present and I could sense this unfolding of somebody's awareness of moving into this place of acknowledging something about themselves that they'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, to making it object, to actually being able to hold it together and see, look what you just created.
Yeah.
Look what just happened.
I was talking with a woman from Canada who's doing a lot of work with Indigenous people and does lots of gift interviews, and she, in the course of the conversation, what evolved was this idea that when a gift interview is really working, both the interviewer and the focus person enter a space in between them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're in something beyond who each one of them is individually, even though it looks like I'm asking you questions and you're answering. When it's really happening right, we're in an energetic state that exists, that's floating between us.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, yeah. And I think it's another version of that bearing witness together, you know.
Yeah.
So that being present and having this deep curiosity about who this other human being is, right?
Right.
And watching them unfold and create with you is like, wow, it's a beautiful thing. It's a gift. It's a gift for both people.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah, I often have this experience in gift interviews where I feel so joyful, and you know, every response the person gives me, what my body and my mind and my heart is, just says each one, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I'm so grateful for this witnessing of who they are. You know, just so grateful for it. Yeah.
And it sounds like when you're there, you're deep into your gift.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard from many people who do a lot of gift discovery work that and are able to get to that kind of a place, that it's not very far into the process where they know where the person's going to end up. You know, it's not because of the interviewer's intelligence or having done 500 interviews and having a great predictive ability. There's something much larger happening. It's like they can see the essence of that person on the surface of who they are. It just becomes visible. Not that they can get the exact words, but they can experience the gift of that person, and are quite certain that, I mean, I am quite certain I know where somebody's going to end up sometimes. I don't remember when I've been wrong. And I'm a third of the way through the process. Yeah, I can't explain it, but I've had that happen so many times. And I know the experiential state I'm in when that's happening. I've gotten pretty good at noticing when I'm there. Yeah.
It's really emergent.
Yeah.
In the moment, it's emergent in the moment.
Well, part of that I really like is we've been trained that we're part of a depth culture. If you need a therapist, it's because there's something deep inside of you and you haven't been able to figure it out, and you need somebody to probe with you and find out what it is. Nothing wrong with that idea. It's been really helpful to me quite a few times in my life. But the idea of gifts is so different in old cultures, that the gift you have, Dan, is sitting, it's on the surface of who you are, trying to be actively seen and used. It's not deep inside of you. And I love that idea of the availability of gifts. You know, it's so different from how we've been trained to think about who we are in healing.
Right. In our culture, the psychotherapeutic avenue, if you will, mm-hmm. is another one of those structures that separates and objectifies people. And so they even wrote a book about it called the DSM-5, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea is I'm going to fit people into a category because I have to report for insurance, or I have to come up with an appropriate treatment plan, or whatever that looks like. But it's society's way of creating appropriate containers for people's wellness or illness, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, to me, that's and I on the one hand, I understand it, you know, that there's some reasons for doing it, but we tend to overemphasize the categorizing, mm-hmm. you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And everyone, in Maladoma, somebody was telling a story about being in the United States. You know, he's from Burkina Faso, West Africa, and going into the United States, and for some reason, the people he was visiting took him to a psychiatric inpatient hospital, and they were walking through, and the people he was walking with were talking, you know, about this is a place for people with serious mental disturbances, and he started smiling in this thing I was watching and said, I'm walking with this person and they're describing this, and all I could think of was, this place is full of healers.
Yeah.
He said, you know, it's his language, but he said, in my culture, when somebody goes crazy, there is a celebration, because we know there's a healing and there is a healer possible in our village. Yeah, it's not to discount the pain, but it's to say that, you know, our whole frame is illness related, getting rid of the illness, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.